Dev Aharam has completed a year shortly.
And the contribution by the staff, students and well-wishers has been overwhelming. The Bhopal School of Social Sciences, popularly known as BSSS, was established in 1972 by the Archdiocese of Bhopal as part of the vision of our founder chairman, Archbishop Eugene D'Souza. This vision since then has been taken forward by Archbishop Pascal Topno and now runs under the able chairmanship of Archbishop Leo Cornelio. BSSS is an autonomous institution affiliated to the Barkatullah University, enlisted under sections 2F and 12B of the UGC Act with A grade, CGPA 3.27, having the motto, "Towards a better world." The autonomous status gives us two distinct advantages. First, we have the freedom to enrich our syllabi by 20% and design as well as offer our own certificate and diploma courses. And secondly, to follow our own examination system and schedules. Our certificate courses help to address contemporary and practically relevant areas of learning, thus adding value to our degree courses through their focus on skills training. The major programs we offer are in humanities, management, commerce, computer sciences, education, social work, physical education and science, with honors courses in 4 subjects as well as 8 PG programs. Our commerce portfolio is wide with 7 specializations. Our best practice is Dev Aharam, through which we serve a meal to AIMS patients, and COW, Knowledge on Wheels, help students in out-of-classroom learning. The Incubation Center, with a thrust on the finishing school concept, has helped many young entrepreneurs to set up their own startups. The Research Lab is leading the college towards new horizons, and we are gradually marking our presence in the world of patents. The young researchers have hands-on experience and have made the college a hub for many leading agencies of the city. Foreign collaborations with various universities in US, the UK, Bangkok and European Union countries have prepared the students for a global culture of academics. The unique practices such as Rhythm, an online international radio with a reach to 24 countries and a maximum of 40,000 listeners a day, broadcasts an hour-long informative program every day, which is managed by the students themselves. The Sea Aquarium, with thriving sea fish and corals, shells and live rocks, is a learning point for students of science and a source of wonder for the general public. We pride ourselves on our environment-friendly 20-acre campus, infrastructure and facilities, which include an expansive library enriched with e-resources, well-equipped research, science and language labs, air-conditioned seminar and conference halls, Skype conference room, a state-of-the-art air-conditioned auditorium which is used for academic, cultural and sports events, a girls and boys hostel, as well as a recording and broadcasting studio. We are a Wi-Fi enabled campus covered by CCTV with all classrooms equipped with smart boards and LCD projectors. The college is seriously committed to social welfare, community development and value-based learning, which gets underlined through student volunteer work in our social outreach programs, along with several field action projects carried out through our collaboration with several local, national and some international agencies. We also have proactive NCC and NSS wings. Additionally, we enjoy the satisfaction of bringing up a student community that is responsible and socially sensitive, and which receives high-quality education, extensive field exposure, and plenty of opportunities to develop their personality, and communication skill. The alumni are a pride to the college and the nation as they go forth to make their contributions towards a better world.
Dev Aharam has completed a year shortly.
And the contribution by the staff, students and well-wishers has been overwhelming. Every guest who has entered our college has become a part of this noble cause. By doing away with the custom of giving bouquets, we have made our guests a part of this social enterprise. It has generated interest amongst the student community, and their regularity is a proof in itself. It has emerged as one of the best practices of our institution's out-of-classroom learning, through which we have relentlessly aimed at providing a one-time meal for more than 250 outpatients and caretakers of AIMS. The Bhopal School of Social Sciences, popularly known as BSSS, was established in 1980s.
You can begin,
An
Suji.
expansive
You can begin
library
now.
enriched with
Good evening, everyone. I, CGK San, Assistant Professor of Psychology from the Department of Humanities of the Bhopal School of Social Sciences, Bhopal. First of all, welcome you all to this webinar, Mind Over Matter. Before we begin the session, I have certain guidelines for you, and I would like all my dear and respected participants to make sure that they follow those guidelines for the smooth conduct of the program. The first guideline is that when you enter into this platform, kindly put your audio as well as the video mode off, and anyway throughout the session, do not press on the present screen button. Secondly, if you have any queries related to the session and to the topic, you can put in your queries in the chat box of the Google Meet app, as well as those who are watching us live on YouTube, they can put it on the live chat of YouTube. Thirdly, to have a more enriching experience for this session, I would request all my participants to sit with a pen, a diary, as well as a few basic colors, because along with the theoretical concepts, there would be some practical applications for you to practice. Fourth, be patient throughout for your feedback links. We will be sharing the feedback links, but our motto is that you enjoy this session, you get enriched from this session, so we will be sharing the feedback link at the end of this webinar. So be patient, we will be sharing it, we will remain true to our word. I hope the guidelines are clear and we will all dearly follow it. Thank you so much. Now we begin with our session. I first of all would like to thank my management, our college's management, Father Dr. John PJ, as well as our dear Vice Principal, Sister Dr. Sonia Kurian, for their immense support and constant motivation for us to have such platforms to present in front of you. Secondly, I would like to thank my team, my respected faculty members, my department members, who became my backbone for this webinar. The IT team who is supporting us here for this platform to be live on YouTube, as well as for this Google Meet. We are grateful to you as well. And most important of all, the participants for your cooperation and for your eager participation in this webinar. Now we start with the session. In Beirut, Lebanon, a few days ago, a blast took place. Many died and innumerable people were injured. On the home front, a certain state is experiencing floods once again. The number of COVID patients is not decreasing, rather the toll is increasing day by day. And so far, no vaccine has been introduced. This all is happening in the world, and unfortunately, this is the grim reality that we are facing today. But more important of all these things, we are facing another kind of grim issues over here in this world called the mind. We have hundreds of questions in this mind going on at this present moment for our health, for our family, for our children, for our career, for our education, for our future, for our present, and most important of all, for our existence. कभी कभी तो ऐसा लगता है कि दुनिया को जीतने से पहले शायद मैं खुद ये जो जंग है अपने मन से ही हार जाऊंगा. That is the situation at this moment. Every day we are fighting a battle against our own thoughts, and somehow when the day comes to an end, we feel that we lost that battle. But my dear participants, my dear friends, colleagues, that's not how we are supposed to live. God created us all to have a happy life, to have a sound mind, a mind where we have the reins of that mind in our hand. एक ऐसा जीवन जहां पर हमारी सोच और हमारी भावनाओं का जो लगाम है वो हमारे हाथ में ही हो. तो our Department of Humanities has taken a small initiative to introduce this webinar in front of you, wherein our resource person will be actually making you aware of various techniques via which you can regulate your own thought processes and emotional control. For the same, I now invite upon this digital platform our senior most respected faculty member, Dr. Vinay Mishra, to introduce our equally esteemed resource person for the day.
Right.
Vinay, sir.
Thank you very much, Siji. Apologies for the 8-minute delay in starting the program. We sincerely regret it. I, on behalf of our principal, Dr. Father John PJ, our vice principal, Sister Sonia, both of whom have been very encouraging of such webinars, want to welcome all 177 guests, actually 180 at the moment. So most welcome to this initiative taken by the Bhopal School of Social Sciences, particularly the Humanities Department. Let me introduce our very esteemed guest today. She's going to be Neha Mulchandani, and well, she has a very impressive set of accomplishments. With her, she's a gold medalist at the PG level in psychology. She is also a gold medalist in the PG diploma that she has done in guidance and counseling. She's certified in healing through storytelling, mindfulness, meditation, art therapy, cognitive behavior therapy, rational emotive therapy, and has been extensively interested in psychopharmacology, stress management. Additionally, she's been also counseling online and is a consultant psychologist based at Indore. So a very warm welcome to you, Neha. It's so wonderful to have young people like you taking the bastion of psychology forward. We, as people who've been here for some time, just feel very reassured that there are these young people taking it forward. Well, to give you an introduction into this very interesting webinar that we have planned, I recall something that my professor in the United States once told me very famously. I remember that. He said that if you want to be famous in psychology, then all that you have to do is to conduct a study that highlights the darker side of human personality, right? So he was not actually undermining the importance of studies that deal with pathology and disease in psychology, but was actually highlighting the fact that we are so preoccupied with the dark side of human personality. We are talking about things that go wrong, that are not right in us. Why can't we all learn ways by which we could be more positive? That's what positive psychology really stands for. Why can't we look at the brighter side of psychology? Even when we talk about something as simple as stress, let's understand that that too has a very positive impact. For example, when you cross a road, stress is it that makes you vigilant, and therefore you probably do not collide with any incoming vehicle. Well, there are positive sides to many things, and there are many lessons to be learned, even under darker times that we are going through at this particular point of time. And I'm so glad that Neha is going to be highlighting mind over matter, and would be talking about what to do about our psychological immunity, about our emotional immunity. So with a lot of gratitude, Neha, I welcome you to the platform for you to take over. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. I'm extremely grateful, and I extend my deepest gratitude to the respected management and authorities of the Bhopal School of Social Sciences for giving me and sharing the platform to be a small instrument to reach out to people in different parts of this country and develop a little positivity that we all can do from our little side. Before beginning the webinar, I would just like all of us to pray. Prayer has immense powers. Prayer has a lot of positivity. So a small request, अब सबसे एक छोटी सी request, सिर्फ 2 मिनट के लिए हम अपनी आंखें बंद करेंगे, ईश्वर का ध्यान करते हुए, ईश्वर का धन्यवाद करते हुए हम प्रे करेंगे. Dear Lord, I pray that you keep safe and healthy all our family members and friends and loved ones. Send your angels, people, and timely practical help to those who may be affected by adversities and hardships globally. Bless us with awareness and wisdom that our belief is bigger than any adversity, our strengths stronger than any hardships. Amen. You all can open your eyes now. A little mention for gratitude to CG ma'am to be acting as a bridge to connecting me on this esteemed platform with all the esteemed guests and the dignitaries present here. All right. So I guess all of you are here with me. Shall we begin? A very sincere request from my side as well, though it has been mentioned by CG ma'am earlier. Kindly keep yourself muted and please do not press the option share your screen. I'll be sharing my presentation. Just in case, if you find that I just lose the flow of the presentation, please remind me. Is the screen visible? Could somebody just confirm?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Just a second. Just give me a second. So, before if we will proceed, well, we were having discussion, the CG ma'am and myself, on like deciding the topic of this webinar today. And there were many topics that we discussed upon, many crucial and prevalent topics that are actually going around globally, like depression, emotional distress, suicidal tendencies, you know, the increasing suicides, anxiety related to COVID. But we zeroed in upon on one thing, that was positivity. As Vanessa rightly quoted his esteemed professor, if you want to become famous in psychology, you should do a study, maybe highlighting the darker side of mankind. Sir, I do not deny the fact psychology has been working since years on basically uplifting the negativity, the deficiencies, all right? But what now positive psychology is emerging as the new field. The father of positive psychology, Martin Seligman, believes, I'm a very strong follower of Martin Seligman and I truly follow his learnings and teachings. Positive psychology is again a domain of psychology that focuses on your strengths rather than weaknesses. It focuses on the management rather than the repair. Already many things, many efforts have been made in the repair of the damaged. I'm talking about the emotions, I'm talking about the feelings, I'm talking about the neuropathological and psychopathological disorders. But what about the people who are not in the category of psychopathology or psychotic disorders, but are feeling distress in their day-to-day lives? Don't they deserve a helping hand? Don't they deserve to be uplifted? Don't they deserve to realize and preserve their strength and put it to the maximum use? Hence, the webinar for today, which objective is to focus on the positives. Talking about the title, Mind over Matter. If I say, what mind generally do, or what actually is the function of mind? The three functions of the mind are thinking, it is the house of our thoughts. Second, feeling, it is the house of our feelings and different kind of emotions, be it positive or negative. Three, wanting, it is the house for our desires. We constantly are under the pressure with our feelings and thought processes of desiring certain things in life, wherein we keep on reminding ourselves of certain things that we haven't achieved and we want to achieve. All right. But it is this mind which goes totally insane, out of control, and totally gathers up negative thoughts in place of the positive ones, the negative, unhealthy emotions in place of the positive, healthy, or negative, healthy emotions, and the desires, when they go out of control, it totally affects your behavior. So what really matters in life? The thing that matters is your choice. आप क्या चुनते हैं इतने सारे ऑप्शंस में से? आप अपनी लाइफ को स्टेबल करने के लिए, पॉजिटिव करने के लिए किस चीज का चुनाव करते हैं? ये डेफिनेटली आपके हाथों में होता है. Remember this, your strongest muscle and the worst enemy is your own mind. जो लोग एक्सरसाइज में काफी एक्टिव हैं, जो लोग वेट लिफ्टिंग या वेट ट्रेनिंग करते हैं, वो ये एजुकेशन अच्छी तरह से जानते हैं कि आप मसल्स को जितना ट्रेन करते हैं वो उतना स्ट्रांग होते हैं. आप मसल्स को जितना पॉजिटिव न्यूट्रिशन फीड करते हैं वो मसल्स उतना ही ज्यादा स्ट्रांग और डेवलप होते हैं. सेम गोज विद द माइंड. The better you train it positively, the better would be the results. आपका माइंड सबकॉन्शियस लेवल पर आपके साथ कितने तरीके से खेल सकता है, that totally gets manifested in your behavior. वो आपके behavior, आपके actions में दिखाई देता है. I would not go into the very deep details, but in short, try and understand through these small equations. If you lack love and care inside, you seek approval and appreciation outside. जब आप लोगों के अप्रूवल, लोगों के अप्रिसिएशन के लिए डेस्परेट हो जाते हैं, आप हमेशा उनकी नजरों में अपने लिए तारीफ ढूंढते हैं, कहीं ना कहीं डीपली आप अपने खुद के लिए लव और केयर को मिस कर रहे होते हैं. When you lack safety inside, you look for security outside. जब आपका subconscious mind with its own functions of thinking, feelings and desires become insecure, it does not feel safe, It does not feel protected inside. आपका behavior उसे manifest करता है that you go on depending on other people for your security issues. Here, I'm not only talking about the physical security, but I'm talking about the emotional security. When you lack sense of worth inside, जब आप अपनी खुद की कीमत अपनी नजरों में नहीं समझ पाते हैं, आप अचीवमेंट्स के पीछे भागते हैं, हम अपनी वर्थ को रियलाइज ना करते हुए वी गो ऑन बेसिकली गिविंग इम्पोर्टेंस टू वर्ल्डली अचीवमेंट्स एंड दैट लैडर गोज ऑन एंड ऑन. वो कभी खत्म नहीं होता. After level 1 there's level 2, still you're not satisfied, you do not feel worthy of that achievement. Again there's level 3, level 4, and it goes on to infinity. जब आप अपने अंदर एक सेंस ऑफ पावर, एक सेंस ऑफ कंट्रोल मिस करते हैं, जब आप अपनी फीलिंग्स को, अपने थॉट्स को, अपने एक्शंस को नहीं कंट्रोल कर पाते हैं, आपका बिहेवियर, मैनिफेस्टेशन दूसरों को कंट्रोल करने लगता है. यू ट्राई टू सीक कंट्रोल एंड यूज योर डोमिनेटिंग पावर आउटसाइड. आपकी रिलेशनशिप्स में, आपकी फ्रेंडशिप्स में, आपके वर्क प्लेस पर, एनीवेयर विथ योर चिल्ड्रन, that totally gets manifested in your behavior. Lack of peace and serenity inside create turmoil outside. The reason you might see a person totally irritated or bothered or getting cranky and bothering you outside, you just sign off that person and totally withdraw yourself from that person, saying that person is very irritable, that person is very cranky. But why don't we wait and pause for a moment and ponder on the fact that there might be something that is bothering that person or maybe ourselves inside. So it is a silent cry for peace and serenity inside that leads to the behavior. Am I audible to everybody? Could somebody just confirm if I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Thank you. So this is where a term called resilience,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
resilience jumps into the picture. In the time of COVID, in the time of pandemic, I'm sure many people might have come across this term, resilience, emotional resiliency, or psychological resilience in terms of dealing with corona or the fear or anxiety of corona. So what does resilience mean and why it matters? When I was just browsing the net, I just came across this picture, which truly demonstrates, what my feelings for resilience are. Below the screen, you could see a small logo, which has a little different spelling. That is just for the catch. That is my logo, the center, the logo of my center, resilience. And I could best demonstrate it by literally knocking out an alphabet N, which totally means negativity, right? It says bounce back from whatever life throws at you. By writing whatever life throws at you, I totally mean the negativity and adversities that life throws towards us. So resilience is nothing but an ability to deal with the adversities of life, to deal with the trauma, to deal with the negativities of life, the negative situations, the stressors, and come out stronger. So, what are the characteristics of resilient people? The characteristics of resilient people could be defined as a staunch acceptance of reality. People who can be termed as resilient, they accept the things as they are rather than ranting about the situations or the people around them. A deep belief, often buttressed by strongly held values, that life is meaningful. That says, in spite of all the adversities, in spite of all the challenges, in spite of all the negative situations which totally breaks us down or literally bothers us a lot, which makes us feel or perceive that we are not strong enough, But people who in the end develop resilience, they have a deep belief that there's still much more to life and life is still meaningful. The third characteristic is an uncanny ability to improvise. Resilient people with their positive growth mindset try to make the best use of adversity and try to turn it into opportunities. That means if they find that few doors in their lives have closed or are not accessible, they look out for other opportunities and go on knocking different doors. So we can say resilience is the ability or the capacity of adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or significant sources of stress such as family and relationship problems, serious health problems, workplace and financial stressors, or even a global uncertainty like COVID-19. In the process of literally conveying in short what resilience is, it even is imperative to discuss what resilience isn't. One must not understand that a resilient person does not go through any kind of emotional pain or turmoil or experience difficulty or distress. The resilient person does experience all these pains. People who have suffered major adversity or trauma in their lives commonly experience emotional pain and stress. And it is these experiences of emotional pains and stresses that actually make them grow into another resilient and strong person. What really works for resilience to develop in life, because we are talking about positive psychology, now I basically come to the practical part of our webinar. I hope all of you are ready with your paper and pen and some basic colors that we had requested you to, right? What I propose, try to identify your strengths rather than ruminating on your weaknesses. So if now I may ask all of you to just take a paper, divide it into two columns and mention 10 of your strengths and 10 of your weaknesses. I would just be having 2 minutes for you to complete this task, and I would request all of you, please complete it. I hope
Sorry to
everyone.
intervene, Neha ma'am.
Yeah.
I just would like all the participants to keep their microphone muted on off mode. Miss Jury Rajguru, I request you to please put your mic on off mode.
Last
Ma'am,
1 minute,
continue.
people. Last 1 minute. Kindly note down 10 of your strengths, and on the other side of the page, 10 of your weaknesses. You need not write it on the chat box, ma'am. Please kindly mention it in the paper or a diary you're carrying along. So once we are done, I'm expecting all of you might have written down your strengths and your weaknesses. Now, I just want you all to just ponder again on your strengths, the strengths that you have noted down, and try and read those strengths one by one and try and recall how those strengths have really helped you sail through the difficulties in life. You might be recalling the incident with your own self. Just be with your own self. Don't discuss it with anybody. Just be with your own self and try and quickly recall all the incidents wherein these strengths would have helped you not only survive but even thrive through the difficult times in life. And now, if I totally recall your attention towards the negative side of it, the weaknesses, when you go through the weaknesses that you have identified for yourself, you can even recall how these weaknesses have been acting as obstacles in your life, leading you to your goals. Singh ma'am, may I please request you to stop presenting your screen? Sheetal Patil ma'am, could you please stop presenting screen?
I request all the participants to kindly do not press on their uh, screen present button. Eugene sir, if the guidelines are not being followed, you can kindly remove the participant.
All right, so I presume that everybody has written down their strengths and weaknesses. Now, from here on, we actually are trying to create our toolbox to include positivity in our life.
Please.
So from here on, the tips and tricks and tools that I'm sharing with you all are the practical approaches that would really help you in the long run to maintain the positivity and strength and resilience in your life. Okay. So the first step is to identify your strengths and focus on your strengths rather than ruminating on your weaknesses. The second point that I strongly propose is to build your connections. I believe keeping company of the people who are like positive mentors. They could be your friends, they could be your teachers, they could be your parents, they could be your cousins, your guides. But try and build relationships and try to keep the connections alive with those people who actually teach you or demonstrate the strength building practices, the strength building activities that they themselves follow. A person is truly influenced by the company that person totally keeps. So, if you are actually roaming around or keeping company who are actually emotionally very weak, if you're uplifting those people, that is really good. But if you yourself feel that you need an anchor, a support to uplift your spirits, your drowning spirits, I strongly suggest to keep a watch on your connections, the people around you. Try and observe your thoughts. This brings in to let me introduce you to the concept of mindfulness. This concept of mindfulness, along with mindfulness meditation practices, is going around since quite a while now. But do we actually know what mindfulness actually is? Mindfulness is nothing but just focusing, trying and focusing on your breath, on your thoughts. I would like to demonstrate a very small act of mindfulness meditation with your support. I would request you all to keep yourself muted, but please follow my instructions the way I guide you. Are we all ready? I'm starting in a moment. Try and be as comfortably seated as you can be. Just make yourself comfortable. Move your body a little towards right and left and choose the best position that makes you totally comfortable. It doesn't matter if you are sitting on a chair or a sofa or on a bed. Just feel and make yourself comfortable. Gently close your eyes. Try to relax your body as much as you can. With your eyes closed, bring the focus of your attention on your breathing. अपनी श्वसन प्रक्रिया, अपनी श्वासों पर अपना ध्यान केंद्रित करिए। आंखें बंद रखते हुए अपनी आती हुई सांस को महसूस करिए। आंखें बंद रखते हुए अपनी जाती हुई सांस को महसूस करिए। Try and focus कि जो शुद्ध सांस हम अपने नाक के नथनों से अपने शरीर के अंदर ले रहे हैं, वह हमें थोड़ी सी ठंडी महसूस हो रही है। अंदर जाती हुई श्वास हमें नाक के नथनों पर ठंडी महसूस हो रही है। The air that we breathe in through the nostrils feels a little colder. बाहर आती हुई श्वास पर अपना ध्यान ले जाते हुए महसूस करिए कि बाहर जाती हुई श्वास आपकी अंदर ली हुई श्वास से थोड़ी गर्म महसूस होगी। Try and focus your attention and realize the breath that you are exhaling through your nostrils is a little warmer than the breath you inhaled. आपका ध्यान श्वास लेते हुए आंखें बंद रखते हुए अपने कानों की तरफ ले जाइए। आंखें बंद रखते हुए नॉर्मल ब्रीथ करते हुए अपने कानों में सुनाई देने वाली आपके आसपास की हर एक आवाज को रियलाइज करिए। Try to bring your awareness to all the noises and sounds that enter through your ears. Normal श्वसन क्रिया चलते हुए let yourself breathe normally and put your attention and awareness to the sounds that you could comprehend around yourself. The sound could be from a moving fan, एक चलते हुए पंखे की आवाज हो सकती है, पक्षियों के चहचहाने की आवाज हो सकती है, आपके आसपास दूसरे लोग जो भी कार्य कर रहे हैं उससे निकलती हुई आवाज हो सकती है। आंखें बंद रखते हुए ब्रीथ करते हुए सिर्फ उन आवाजों पर अपनी अवेयरनेस को रखिए। Bring back your attention on your breathing once again. अपने अंदर जाती हुई श्वास को महसूस करिए, अपनी बाहर आती हुई श्वास को महसूस करिए। Effortlessly उस ब्रीदिंग को चलने दीजिए। एफर्टलेस ब्रीदिंग के साथ अपना ध्यान अपने विचारों पर ले जाइए। आपके माइंड में आते हुए विचार, आपके माइंड से जाते हुए विचार जिस तरह आकाश में पंछी उड़ते हैं, उसी तरह आपके विचारों को पूरी आजादी के साथ उड़ने दीजिए। सिर्फ उन्हें ऑब्जर्व करिए। पंछी को पकड़ने का हम कोई प्रयास नहीं करेंगे। We are not trying to catch those birds at all. We just let them come and go. Let them fly freely. जो भी विचार आपके मन में आ रहा है, उसके प्रति सजग होइए और उसे स्मूथली जाने दीजिए। सिर्फ उसे ऑब्जर्व कीजिए। अपनी आंखों को बंद रखते हुए दोबारा से ध्यान अपनी ब्रीदिंग की तरफ ले जाइए। आपकी अंदर जाती हुई श्वास के साथ रहिए। आपके शरीर से बाहर आती हुई श्वास के साथ बने रहिए। नॉर्मल ब्रीदिंग करते हुए अपनी आंखों को बंद रखते हुए आपकी त्वचा पर होने वाले हर सेंसेशन को फील कीजिए। जो हवा आपके हाथों को, आपके चेहरे को छू रही है, the breathing has to be effortless. Try and concentrate and focus on the sensation that you experience on your skin. Just gradually feel those sensations as the air touches your skin. Once again, move the focus of your awareness towards your effortless breathing. The way you breathe in, the way you inhale, the way you exhale. Keep your eyes closed. Gradually bring both of your palms together. Rub them slightly. Bring both your palms together. Rub them slightly. Keeping your eyes closed, touch your entire face with your palms. Feel the energy that your body just generated. Feel the energy your body just generated. Keeping your eyes still closed, move the hands through your neck, your chest, your abdomen, and the legs, the part of the legs till you can easily reach your hands. Once again, touch your face with your palms and move your palms through your neck, your chest, your abdomen, your feet. Gradually open your eyes. Try to be with yourself for a while. Try to feel and experience the peacefulness that we just experienced. This was a very small demonstration of mindfulness meditation that you all can do to pacify your racing thoughts or whenever something bothers you or even when you want to sleep peacefully. It was a mindfulness meditation practice, a basic practice that we just did live with around 180 plus participants on a digital platform. All right, I'm proceeding further. The next step to develop resilience and positivity is to be proactive. It's like accepting the things as they are. What we generally do, what our mind generally does, we are trying always to control what is beyond our control. For this, I would like to request you all, take a fresh paper, and make two different circles. Am I clear with the instruction? Draw two different circles side by side on a fresh page. Above the circle, the first circle should be labeled as A, B, C. Can you get me? A, B, C. The second circle would be labeled as A, U, C. Now, let me tell you what these things mean. A, B, C is all beyond control. And A, U, C is all under control. Can you get me? A, B, C is all beyond control. And A, U, C is all under control. Now, if I ask you to fill the circle of A, B, C with things in life, okay, I'll repeat once again, Shasti ma'am. A, B, C is all beyond control. Things that you cannot control. This is the circle A, B, C, all beyond control. A, U, C stands for all under control. Things that we can control in life. Now, if I give you the current situation of the COVID-19 pandemic, could you write down the things that you cannot control in the circle? All beyond control. For example, you cannot control from where exactly corona is going to spread and in which direction. Who all are going to be affected by that? When the vaccine would be created? Can you control all these factors? Write down these factors and certain factors from your side pertaining to COVID-19 situation. And in the circle of all under control, can somebody write on the chat what basically would fill up the circle of things under control? I would really encourage feedback from your side. Things that you can control in the COVID-19 situations. Desire, safety measures, very good. Death rate is less. That is a plus point. Precautions, very good. Taking precautions, stay at home, the way we train our minds to be calm, absolutely. Our negative thoughts, maintaining social distance, that's awesome, awesome replies you all are giving me. Immunity, power, food, safety, staying home, amazing, amazing responses. I must really appreciate you all. A big hand for you all. Pat yourself on the shoulders, you have been responding really amazingly. So you all understood, okay, what these circles basically have to contain. Social distancing, okay, control upon staying home and social distancing. All right. So we understand, right? So in any challenging situation in life, use this practice as a tool to differentiate the things that are under your control and things that are beyond your control. Can you do anything to control the things that are beyond your control? Can anybody claim that I'll be totally gripping corona and stop it from spreading ahead? Can anybody claim that? Do we have some scientists, who would really come up with some remedy instantly and control COVID situation globally? No. But can we practice all the things, the precautions and steps that we discussed in things under our control? Can we control them? Yes. So these two circles, make it your companion for life. This is a very small acceptance tool that would really help you to deal with any situation. So accept everything as they are and try to practice the things that you can actually control and practice and follow to protect yourself or to stay positive or to be resilient or to face the challenges. Yeah, hope you all would be using these tools and techniques that I'm presenting. I wanted this webinar to be a very practical one rather than just imparting a theoretical lecture. All right, so we have done the accepting activity. The next one is to develop a positive growth mindset. Now, what does a positive growth mindset mean? The growth mindset basically teaches you to focus your attention on the pluses in life rather than the minuses. It totally helps you to proceed further rather than regress in different situations in life. So people who basically keep a positive growth mindset, they do not think and ruminate about the what wrong or negative has happened in the past. Of course, that loss cannot be undone, but the positive growth mindset helps you outgrow those negativities and totally balances or diminishes its negative impact in your life. So try and develop the positive growth mindset in your life. So that would totally help you on focusing on your strength. See, if I give you a small example, that a small child is learning to walk. He would stumble upon many things on his way. Sometimes he would totally dash himself around a table or maybe, on something obstructing his way and would fall upon. But have you all noticed, does the child stop learning to walk? No. In spite of falling, in spite of getting hurt, in spite of experiencing that pain, he still gets up and still fumbling himself, he tries to balance his weight and he still learns to walk, lest later on he even starts running in life. So we have a lot to learn from a small child learning to walk as well. Keep this thing as well in mind. Look for opportunities during adversities for self-discovery. Let me share a personal experience of mine with you all. COVID-19 has affected everyone with different magnitude. Not even a single person globally can say that I'm not affected. It is totally the resilience, the strength, the coping mechanism of every individual, how they are facing it. But if I talk about myself, I totally use this adversity as an opportunity to create a time zone for myself wherein I can upgrade myself. I really try to work out different contacts, different resource persons, with whom I can totally learn many new things, which other ways might not have been possible. So there had been mentors across India, different parts of the country, whom are now connected on the digital platform like we are connecting through different parts of the country today. And I learned and gained certificates for myself in many courses related to my field of practice. So isn't that the best use of an adversity for self-discovery? I basically work on 7 to 8 certificates and still the classes are ongoing. So isn't that a great thing to do? Isn't that a great thing to make the best out of the adversities? So if I ask you all, can you think of 2 or 3 such activities or opportunities that you might help yourselves with during lockdown or maybe these conditions wherein you are isolated in home, wherein you do not have the freedom or the liberty to move around? Can you just jot those things down in your diary? I can give you a minute. 30 seconds more. Please jot down. Minimum 2 things. Maximum, there is no limit. I find life is limitless. Just jot down the way you can basically turn. I wanted to say, can you jot down minimum 2, maximum no limit opportunities that you can use to turn this adversity into opportunity? I just shared my experiences of the lockdown. I just shared the experiences how traveling or relocating in my case could have been difficult, irrespective whether Corona was around or not. I would have not traveled to those distances to achieve those certificate or go through those courses, specialization courses. But this adversity of lockdown, this adversity of pandemic, of being totally locked in your own houses, made me seek the opportunity to connect with immensely educated and trained mentors pan India, and I learned a lot with them. I shared my experiences of turning adversities into opportunities, and I requested you all to write down something in your diary how you can turn the adversities into opportunities for self-discovery. All right, I hope you are done. Okay, now the next point is another activity that I'm sharing with you is while going to bed at night, scan for 3 daily positives that happened in your entire day. This means I totally encourage you and request you to start journal writing for yourself. That really helps a lot. Went out to have a kind of catharsis, to basically plan for the next day and plan for the life in the long run. So what I'm asking you to do, scan for 3 daily positives in your day. You are supposed to do this activity daily. You can just manipulate or tweak the activities little bit. For example, today, while going to bed, you can write 3 positive acts or actions that you did today. And just a small write-up of how that made you feel. Okay, I'm repeating the question. 3 positive actions that you did today and how did it make you feel? So before going to bed, just try and scan your entire day about the positive activities that you did throughout the day. A little tweaked form of this could be 3 positive actions. Maybe on day 2, you can write 3 positive actions that others did towards me. That others did towards me, and how did I feel about them? I repeat the question. Maybe on another day, you can write 3 positive actions that other people did to me, and how did I feel about them? The third kind of question could be 3 positive situations that I witnessed in my day today. 3 positive situations that I experienced today. Am I clear with the variations of questions? Shall I proceed further? In the chat box, just come up with a yes. All right, so that was about journal writing and scanning the positives that are happening in your life. Great. So I'll be sharing the next point now. Give someone a shout out. Give someone a shout out. That means I'm talking here about gratitude. What generally needs to be done, either in your diary or in your journal, daily you should write 3 things that you are grateful for in life. 3 things that you are grateful for in life. Can you see this gratitude jar? It is a very good means to stay connected with your gratefulness practice. So this is a gratitude jar wherein you can mention, write on a piece of paper and keep on adding to the jar how and what people did to you, or maybe whatever you have or possess in life that makes you more grateful towards life. So in one simple sentence, you could write things for you're grateful for in life. The next, display kindness. Kindness, you need not be donating humongous amount of money or your resources with people around. A very small form of kindness could be a genuine smile towards people you know or you may not know. Right? Start connecting to people, start spreading kindness, because researchers have really shown that if you display your kindness, if you have the ability to give something from your side, it could be your generosity, it could be your humbleness, it could be your respect, it could be your care, it could be your feeling of the attitude of gratitude, maybe a small thank you to the person who really help you in any way, just picking up the phone and just giving a call to that person and literally saying thanks to that person for whatever he helped you with actually can be counted in the act of kindness. So start from today itself and see how peaceful and how calm that makes you feel. Surround yourself with positive people. Well, this point has been discussed a little earlier as well. Is try and be with people who emanate positivity rather than who circulate more and more positivity or more and more negativity. I'm sorry. So, the more positive people you stay around with, the more motivated and strength you'll feel in yourself. Foster wellness. Look after your body and mind. Now, that totally counts the diet that you take, the kind of exercise you do, and even your sleep. All right. But your diet does not only mean whatever you're giving your body physically or whatever you're consuming, what you call as food. Your diet could even surmount for what you listen to, what you have been watching, what you have been reading, the people that you are hanging around with, or being mindful of things that you put into your body. It could be emotionally, it could be spiritually, or it could be physically. A little addition from my side, taking care of your body and mind could be taking care of your emotions and taking care of your spirituality. Still, you may think of something positive that you might do to compensate that negative of the previous day, right? Self-love and self-care. There have been so many instances in all our lives where we have expressed our feelings towards other people. We have been to many people and we have expressed our love to them. So many times we have expressed, I love you. So many times we have expressed our respect for some teachers. So many times we have expressed our feeling of adorations and, like appreciation for people who have been indulging in art or displaying their artistic talents. There have been so many times we have showed our love to our children. But have you ever taken note or do you remember the times you have indulged in self-love? How many times do you remember you have said, I love you to yourself? Have you? You don't. You remember one thing, self-esteem, self-respect, self-confidence, self-care, self-regulation. These all begin with self. So maybe I'm giving you a very strong mantra to begin with. Okay, this is just the beginning. So aim at making two people happy every day in your life. Okay, I repeat, aim at making two people happy every day, but make sure the first one is you. So a small activity that you can do to indulge in self-love could be looking into the mirror, lovingly gazing into your own eyes and saying, I love you, I care for you. Some people say it is really difficult, they cannot do this. So I suggest it's okay if you cannot come up to say, I love you to yourself. Why? Because we have been in the practice of self-sabotaging ourselves, self-criticizing ourselves to the limits that it becomes really hard to love yourself. We keep on blaming ourselves. We totally get drained in self-doubt. We totally criticize ourselves, considering ourselves not good enough for anything in life. But look into the mirror, at least appreciate yourself and say, bro, or whatever you want to call yourself, sweetheart or darling, you have been great. You have been really strong till today. Be the same always. Don't let yourself fall. Don't give up. These are some statements that would help you demonstrate some love for yourself. I'm sorry, there was some technical glitch from my end. I guess we are back again. All of you are with me? Just write in the chat box, all of you are with me? Great. So, another practice that I want you to inculcate, open a fresh page in your diary or whatever paper you have been carrying around. And we had requested you to keep just some basic colors. Okay, so what I'm asking you to do is to use something that belongs to you but is used mostly by others. Can you guess it? Something that belongs to you but is mostly used by others and not you. Could somebody name it? Could somebody guess something that belongs to you? Exactly. Amazing audience. I'm privileged to be with you all. Your name. Yeah. So your name belongs to you, but do you call yourself with your own name? I don't think so. Otherwise, people might find you totally insane. All right. So small activity we are going to do for self-love and self-care. My question was something that belongs to you but is used mostly by others. So we got the answers. It's your name. Okay. So take a paper and some colors. Just some basic colors, whatever it could be. It could be the paint, it could be the sketch pens, it could be crayons, pencil colors, anything. Now, what I want all of you to do, you have to write your name in 3 different colors and in 3 different styles. Okay? I'm just giving you 2 minutes for this activity. You're supposed to take the paper. You're supposed to write your name in 3 different styles with different colors. You may use as many colors as you want. And once you are done with writing your names, keeping the audio
खराब होगी वहाँ की
keeping the audio of our webinar muted,
तेरे को क्यों बैठा है वो वहाँ
call
बैठ जाओ
your
उधर इसे
name.
आराम करने देना इधर बैठ जाए यहाँ
मुजम्मिल सर प्लीज अपना माइक म्यूट कर लीजिए
ओके मैम
थैंक यू कंटिन्यू मैम
I requested you are supposed to write your name in 3 different styles with different colors. There's no limitation for the colors. Now, keeping the mic of our webinar muted, call out your name in 3 different styles. Just call out your name. Looking at what you have done, the way you have used the colors and your creativity in writing your name. Call out your name in different styles. Could you share in the chat box how did you feel? Could you share in the chat box how did you feel calling out your own name in different style? Were you rude with yourself or were you kind? Feeling lovely, awesome, nice feeling, feel good. This is, a very small mindfulness practice, of totally indulging in self-love and self-care. Scribbling your name, just feeling the essence, of who you are. Calling your name the way you want. You have never ever called your name the way you wanted. Correct? Didn't it make you feel that, you have been calling yourself the way you ever wanted to call out yourself? Great. So we'll proceed further. I would like to request all of you to keep these activities with yourself. They are a long-term treasure of positivity. All right? All right. So the next is avoid negative outlet. Now, what does this mean? Avoid negative outlet basically means not indulging in coping by using substance or any form of addiction. It feels really easy to fall prey to these addictions because they just help you to vent out and negatively cope with your stressors like smoking, alcohol, psychoactive substances, drugs, certain medications which actually hamper your psychological and emotional health. So rather than indulging in those, try to find out different mechanisms to cope with your racing thoughts and anxieties and negativities in life. It could be anything. It could be a simple activity like gardening. It could be just scribbling or doodling around, making mandalas, or using any form of art. It could be your singing. I know you all might be bathroom singers, but it's okay if you record yourself and listen to that. It could be listening to music. It could be reading. It could be writing your thoughts down in your diary and emoting yourself positively. It could be taking up activities like cooking. Like, resources are just a click away. You just search the internet for the things you want and you get all the recipes if you are a good cook, or maybe you aspire to be one. So try to avoid the negativities in your life and focus on the positive aspects of coping. Subconscious retraining and inner healing basically aims at the positive affirmations. Positive affirmations basically are a very good practice to be carried out before you go to sleep. I'll be sharing some positive affirmations, but there are many available. The information is available openly on the net, so you could go on and look around for them. Few of affirmations, positive affirmations could be: once you retire to bed, before sleeping, you should just affirm, I can do it. Keep on reminding yourself, I can do it. The next could be, I tried my best today. That would really help you gather confidence for days to come. I tried my best today. The next one in the list is, the day is now in the past and I will let it be. The day is now in the past and I will let it be. The last one could be from my side, I will feed my strength with peaceful sleep. Sleep is really imperative for your health. So what you could tell yourself, remind yourself, keep on affirming yourself, I will feed my strength with peaceful sleep. You can find many more affirmations on the net. Point number 15, make time to do something that you love. This I already discussed in the previous point. It could be any activity, any hobby. Maybe, you had not been finding time to give your love to. So maybe this time you can focus on that and make the best use of the time. Practice forgiveness. Forgiveness does not only mean forgiving or letting go of the people who have done harm to you or have thought wrongly about you. The first thing is to forgive yourself. I just read somewhere, forgiveness is the fragrance. Forgiveness is the fragrance the flowers shed on the very feet that crushes it. I repeat, forgiveness is the fragrance that flowers shed on the very feet that crushes it. So think about that and forgive those and yourselves. I even remember a couplet, a share that I really liked a lot. कि आईने के सामने खड़े होकर खुद से माफी मांग ली मैंने. I would repeat. आईने के सामने खड़े होकर खुद से माफी मांग ली मैंने. सबसे ज्यादा खुद का दिल दुखाया है औरों को खुश करने में. So mark my words. It's okay if there are certain things that are beyond your control. It's okay if you are capable enough, but still do not meet all the deadlines in a day. Okay, so keep on practicing forgiveness. And last but not the least, seeking help. It's okay to seek help from the trustworthy people or the experiential professionals. It's time to totally come over of the taboo, the stigma in the society. Mental health is just like any other physical health ailment that makes you seek help medically. So it's okay to speak up and seek help from the professionals to totally get in control of your emotional and psychological immunity. Signs that you are healing. This is when we are just culminating the session. We are towards the end of the session. Once you practice these positive psychology activities that I just shared with you, you would be basically coming across signs that you're healing from your negativities and emotional trauma. You would be more observing and less judging. You would be more responding and less reacting. You would give more self-love and sabotage yourself less. You would create more boundaries and show less resentment. You would have more inner peace and less inner chaos and turmoil. And you would have more clarity of your thoughts and less confusion. You would be more being, that is, you would be more yourself. That would totally add life to your purpose in discovering yourself and less doing. You would have more faith and less fear. So, looking forward to meet the stronger version of yourself by practicing these exercises, tools from the fields, the realms of positive psychology and mindfulness. And in the end, I would not just say mind over matters, but I would say yes, it is the mind that matters. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Siji ma'am. Any queries?
Thank you so much, Neha ma'am, for that informating, enlightening session. As we can see the feedback that we are getting on the chat box, people were really attentive towards your talks, and not only they were performing it, they were responding accordingly. We are very grateful to you for this session. Participants, I would like, if you have any queries for the resource person, you can put in the chat box and we will ask. We'll address them here on this very minute. So far, Neha ma'am, I have received 3 questions and I'd like to ask them. I know the time is going on, but we'll try to wind it up. All right, the first question is how to keep our minds busy when we have a lot of spare time at hand.
See, the question itself has the answer if you think. If you already have the time at your hand, you can totally grab so many things that had been left out with the excuse of not catching up on time. If I share my personal experience, I had been waiting, to indulge in exclusive and, like too much elaborative cuisines. I'm fond of cooking acts as therapy for me. So I totally took up this lockdown as the opportunity number one for literally grabbing this as the opportunity to certify myself in different courses. Second thing was totally indulging with kids. It could be like giving time to your family members. It could be doing many things that was in your bucket list and was left out. So try and dig out into your old passions and hobbies that might have remained incomplete in your past life and make use of those times. So again, journal them down. I truly believe if you indulge your senses and note down the things that you basically wish to do, it gives you clarity of thought and you can accomplish them. So more power to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful answer. The second question is, introverts have a very hard time connecting to people. So how can they connect to people when that is one coping mechanism you're suggesting?
Siji ma'am, as you might be also aware, like our humanities department deal in psychology. See, introversion is not a negative term. Introvert people totally derive their energies within themselves. Whereas extrovert basically need to share their energy, share, whatever is happening in their life with other people to feel more energetic, to feel more accomplished. Introvert people are never negative. So if they feel that connectivity is the problem, you should really work on the blockages that are going on in your life. What basically, is it the shyness or is it just your personality? Introversion as a personality trait does not compels you to talk out or reach out to many people. But if you feel like a wave of negativity is overshadowing you because you're not able to reach out to people and talk, try talking through messages, like small messages to connect to your friends, maybe being in the part of the group, because introvert people do take time to open up. Like they do have issues, they cannot be like very outward and forthcoming in talking. So number one, the coping strategy would be, I would be advising them, whosoever have these questions in mind, to write down what they feel and what they think. So that would give them a vent out, a catharsis kind of thing. Secondly, reach out to people who are close to you initially. Once you totally gain their trust, it would be easier for you to reach out in the bigger circles in society. So gradually, through messages, through social media platforms, in controlled manner. I would not advise them to totally take that as addiction, because introvert people even face problems. They get addicted just to social media without communication with people. So try and communicate your feelings in small bits and pieces with people and enlarge your circle. Thank you.
All right. The last question for the session. Somebody has asked, how can they get over their fear of going insane?
Fear of going insane. See, what I would say, if the person who has asked this question has the realization that that person is going insane in the first place, has the enlightenment that their feelings, their thoughts are actually dragging them towards the negativity. All right. So again, the power of observation. I would just quote one example over here. See, fruits had been falling from the trees since million of years. Okay. It was Newton who, in the year, I guess, 1666, observed closely and realized what basically goes and what the power of gravity could be. So observing closely your thoughts, segregating them into the negatives and the positives, the helpful and the unhelpful ones. If you see a pattern in them that they are unhelpful more and more, causing distress to you, causing dysfunctionality in your day-to-day life, you could totally raise an alarm that it's time to catch up with somebody and speak up. Not necessarily you need a professional, but yeah, you can reach out to the person whom you trust, whom you can have faith with, whom you can basically vent out, and you know that person without any judgment or preconceived biases would help you out. So,
Hello, Neha madam.
yes, ma'am.
Myself, Dr. Patil from Aurangabad. I joined your lecture. It was very nice and very explanative. Madam, my question is how to intact the friendship, how to maintain the relationship.
Sheetal ma'am, I guess you are.
Hello, madam, and how to increase the positivity.
Ma'am, what we just covered in the past 1.5 hours were the tools and techniques of increasing positivity. So keep on practicing on those activities. And your question about how to keep the friendship intact. Give them some time, give them some care. And see, I just love, like, expressing myself through certain couplets and shero shairi kind of thing. So kindly allow me to share one thing. बातें मुलाकातें भी जरूरी हैं, लगाकर भूल जाने से तो पेड़ भी मुरझा जाते हैं. I'll repeat. बातें मुलाकातें भी जरूरी हैं, लगाकर भूल जाने से तो पेड़ भी मुरझा जाते हैं. So you have to nurture your friendship. We all know that we have been surviving in social distancing, but don't forget, we can distantly socialize. Remember, I told you how to turn the adversities into opportunity. So social distancing in today's time is a must, but we can distantly socialize. You can catch up with your friends on the digital platforms. You can play certain games. You can just have a friendly chat. It could be a video session. Keep the fire, the spark of communication, love, and care from your side sparkling. And CG ma'am, a little self-disclosure, I guess, does no harm. I would like to share a little thing from my personal perspective. How adversities and negativity affect your emotion, and how what I preached, I myself follow. If you allow, can I share just that little incident?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
So, like, we had been discussing about this webinar since days, and I'd been working on this. And just on the day of Rakhi, I visited my parents' place, who have been strictly following the guidelines of social distancing and isolation in Indore, because the numbers in Indore are still on the rise. So on the day of Rakhi, I just visited my parents' family, find all the rituals and everything done. Gradually, when the day was coming to an end, I just had a shocking revelation that around 45 to 50 members of our family have been accidentally exposed to a COVID patient. One of my cousin was tested COVID positive, and the test report arrived on next day of Rakhi. So personally, I and my family took all the precautions, but we had visits from the cousins who had visited the person who is suffering from corona. Now see, as I preached, okay, it's not that I have just put forward these activities or the mindsets in front of you. It's basically was a big challenge for me. The first thought that came to my mind that my family is very vulnerable and at complete risk. So corona can strike us anytime. We could be developing the symptoms soon. The second thing that came to my mind was to cancel all my upcoming appointments. I didn't know how the things are going to proceed. And after 48 hours, doctors had asked us to keep a watch on the symptoms. So the first thought that came to my mind was to cancel all these seminars, webinars, and my online sessions that I had been lined up. Third thing, see, panic, anxiety of uncertain situations is a natural response. Human. Okay, so you cannot expect anybody, it's easy rather than doing to stay strong. But while working on this, it changed many things that contained, the webinar, the PPT that contained were changed based on my personal experience, how I control my negative emotions. So again, I drew 2 circles on the paper, things under my control and things that are beyond my control. I couldn't control the exposure, that was totally beyond my control. The things that I could control was to quarantine myself and my family, number 1. Number 2, to take all the necessary household precautions that have been highlighted in terms of this the prevention, taking warm water, gargles and everything. Educating ourselves was the best way to deal with it. Number 3, our samples have been collected by the medical practitioners. Around 47 samples from our family have been given, and just keeping the fingers crossed. Here comes the biggest fact, that is the acceptance of the situation. So I'm just sharing this thing with you all, that I have no option other than accepting the reality that yes, I have to wait for the report and then I have to proceed accordingly. So all that does not shake me or move me from connecting with you all and spreading the same positivity that I practiced on myself. Right? So just this self-disclosure was not to brag or exaggerate about myself, but to share that yes, you cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond to the situation. So this way I controlled how I am responding to the situation, soliciting all your prayers and best wishes that we basically get through this situation safely.
Thank you, Neha ma'am, for sharing your testimony with us. Now I would like to call upon our esteemed HOD of a department, Mrs. Naina Singh, to propose the formal vote of thanks and bring this meeting to an end.
Thank you, Saji. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this virtual world. It's my proud privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on the behalf of my college, the Bhopal School of Social Sciences, management, entire staff members, and specifically Department of Humanities, want to extend heartfelt thanks to one and all. I am grateful to my Honorable Principal, Reverend Father Dr. John P.J., Principal, Bsss College, and Vice Principal, Dr. Sister Sonia Corain, for their timely guidance, valuable support, and motivation for this webinar. I'm really thankful to both of them. I'm glad to convey my thanks and really grateful to Mrs. Neha Mulchandani, our most valued invited speaker. Thanks, ma'am, for this interesting, lucid, and engaging session indeed. Thanks a lot for...
Naina madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry for interruption, just for 1 second. Can
Yes,
Neha madam share the mobile number and the website of her institution?
Sure, ma'am. We will ask her after the vote of thanks.
Okay. Because I am vice principal in Devgiri College. If possible, I will invite her.
Sure, ma'am. Definitely, we will do so.
Okay. Sorry, I interrupted you.
It's okay, ma'am. Thanks, ma'am, for extremely informative and enlightening session as you focused on positivity of mind, manifestation of our behavior, importance of positivity in life. Thanks for diverting our attention. It is truly the requisite of the hour. You have really touched our hearts and souls, awaken us. I'm not delving into it because you have done a far great job, so I'm expressing my gratitude on the behalf of all the listeners that we are definitely honored to have heard this from our participants through the comment box. You rightly said, ma'am, we should control our feelings, thoughts, actions as we should develop resilience in this world of competence and challenges. Again, it is a prerequisite. I am profusely thankful to you for calming our spirits through mindfulness meditation session. As here we are leaving this platform excited and relaxed. A heartily thanks to all my dear distinguished participants for gracing your presence and sharing with us your queries today. Thanks to all distinguished listeners for being here with us to gain and take home so much along with yourself. Though COVID 19 has broken and disheartened many of us, but also created a time zone for many of us, given opportunity, indeed a wonderful platform as we are together, where we are able to concentrate and do miscellaneous things. It has given us a forum where we can share our insights despite of the lockdown, and we hardly know each other. Last but not the least, I must mention a deep sense of appreciation and acknowledgement for the technical support given by my colleagues, Mr. Anand and Eugene. Without their support, conduction of this session was not at all possible. Their timely coordination was just a blessing in disguise today. I'm sure that all the participants must have certainly benefited by attending this webinar. Thanks everyone for your precious time and response. Have a great evening. Stay safe, stay healthy mentally and physiologically. Thanks a lot again.
Hello, Naina madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Neha ma'am.
Are you giving the feedback link?
Sure, ma'am. Definitely it will be provided. Don't worry about it.
Yes, please, madam, give me the Neha madam number.
Neha ma'am, will you permit us to share the number or you can share it on the screen?
Sure, ma'am. I'll just write in the chat box my mail ID and my phone number.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Just a second.
I'm going to share the feedback link with you all on this chat box. Kindly fill the feedback form and the certificates will be generated to the participants who fill the feedback form within a week. All right.
Dear participants, kindly subscribe our Bsss Rhythm channel also. We have live sessions, online videos, and even video lectures by our distinguished faculties also. Thanks.
Ma'am, I've shared my mail ID in the chat box. I would appreciate the further communications on the mail rather than sharing the phone number.
Yeah, ma'am, it's true. Thanks.
I've shared the mail ID, so whosoever wishes to connect can connect. Sheetal ma'am, you can just take the mail ID and then we can connect. I'll share the number on the personal mail then.
Acha, just Neha madam, can you just give me the mail ID?
Ma'am, it's in the chat box.
Can you access that?
Chat box is not means not responding.
Okay, ma'am, you can just take it down. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Neha M. Neha M. N-E-H-A-M.
Okay.
Neha M at the rate. Sorry, Neha M 28.
28.
Yes, 28 28.
Okay.
At the rate yahoo.com.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Naina ma'am, for the vote of thanks. I'm really glad to be the part of this community. And thanks for having me aboard, to share all my experiences and learnings in the field of psychology with you all. And I really appreciate the audience for being so attentive and being so patient with me. Thank you so much.
It is all because of Siji. She actually called you. Thanks a lot, ma'am, once again.
Pleasure to be here.
CG madam. CG madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Please share that feedback link on WhatsApp group, because this chat box will not open later on.
Ma'am, we will surely, definitely share it in the WhatsApp also. Don't worry about it.
Okay, madam.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
And congratulations. It was a nice session, madam. You very, very useful for the public.
Thanks to Neha ma'am. Thanks to you also. Neha
Yes,
ma'am,
very
we will
good.
be connected on many more ventures as soon our classes will be starting.
And Neha madam is explained so nicely with a very, very silent explanation, very, very stable, and everything was very good balanced.
Thank you so much.
Siji, can we wind up now?
Yes, ma'am. We can wind up. The people, I have already put in the feedback link. The people can click on it, feed the feedback form and leave the meeting.
As soon as you all fill your feedback link, you can leave the call